Imagine a machine that works 24 hours a day, runs entirely on sunlight, removes carbon dioxide from the air, and stores it for hundreds, even thousands of years. Now imagine that billions of these machines already exist. They're not hidden inside laboratories, they're growing in forests all around us. But here's the surprising part. Even if we planted billions of new trees tomorrow, it still wouldn't solve climate change by itself. So, why are trees considered one of our greatest weapons against global warming? And what limits their power? Welcome to Think Frontier. Let's find out how trees capture carbon. Every breath you take releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Cars, factories, power plants, and airplanes release even more. As these gases build up, they trap heat around our planet, making Earth's climate warmer year after year. Fortunately, nature has its own carbon removal system: trees. Using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide, trees perform an incredible process known as photosynthesis. This process allows them to produce the energy they need to survive while releasing oxygen into the air. But oxygen isn't the only thing they create. Trees also lock carbon inside their trunks, branches, roots, and leaves. Instead of allowing all that carbon to remain in the atmosphere, they store it inside their growing bodies. That's why scientists often describe forests as natural carbon banks. The larger and older a healthy tree becomes, the more carbon it can store over time. Some giant trees have been capturing carbon for thousands of years. Together, forests remove billions of tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere every year. It's one of the greatest natural climate defenses our planet has ever developed. But this incredible system has an important limitation. Trees cannot store carbon forever. Why planting more trees isn't enough. When a tree dies, its job isn't completely over. As the wood slowly breaks down, some of the carbon stored inside it is released back into the atmosphere. Another portion remains locked in the soil for years, or even centuries. That's why scientists say forests are more than collections of trees. They're living ecosystems. The soil, the fungi, the insects, the animals, and the trees all work together to store carbon and support life. This leads to an important question. If trees are so effective at capturing carbon, why don't we simply plant billions of them and solve climate change? The answer is more complicated than it seems. There is no single perfect tree that can grow successfully everywhere on Earth. A species that thrives in one climate may struggle or even die in another. That's why experts recommend planting native trees, species that naturally belong in a region. These trees are already adapted to the local climate, wildlife, and soil. Healthy forests with many different tree species are also more resilient to droughts, diseases, pests, and extreme weather. In other words, protecting and restoring entire ecosystems is far more effective than planting rows of identical trees. Scientists estimate that restoring damaged forests around the world could remove an enormous amount of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere over the coming decades. But even that has limits. Young trees need years, sometimes decades, to grow large enough to store significant amounts of carbon. And if forests are destroyed by wildfires, illegal logging, or land development, much of that stored carbon can return to the atmosphere. That's why protecting the forests we already have is just as important as creating new ones. The truth is, trees are one of our greatest allies in the fight against climate change. But they cannot solve the problem alone. Reducing fossil fuel emissions, protecting existing forests, and restoring damaged ecosystems must all work together. Nature has already shown us the solution. Now it's up to us to protect it. If you enjoyed learning something new today, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Think Frontier, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next journey into the world's most fascinating science, history, and discoveries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.